Hello and welcome back to the Journeyman. First things first, apologies that there have been such a big gap between recordings. I've been distracted by Borderlands 3 and the announcement of FM20 and the new features that's coming in that. I've got a few plans of what I could do with FM20. Obviously I want to do another Journeyman series, but I think I want to leave that until there's some bigger databases out there. The one that comes with Football Manager, while it is large, doesn't cover every country in Europe. So what I would be doing is waiting until there's a database out there with more countries in before I start a Journeyman. But I do have a couple of ideas for series that I can run either up until the Journeyman starts or alongside it, depending on obviously feedback from people. If there's anybody that wants to put some ideas forward, then feel free to leave them in the comment section below, and I'll have a look at them and see what I can do with them. The other thing as well, obviously last time we were here, I played the two matches. We beat Peterhead 2-1. We did actually beat Elgin 3-0, but immediately after I finished recording, the drivers on my graphics card updated and my PC decided to restart without warning. So it hadn't saved. So I did replay the game 15 times. I think it was about, no, I would definitely had it for about 2.5 hours. And I could not get the 3-0 back. At one point I beat them 6-1. I lost numerous times, we drew a few times. So I ended up settling on a 3-1. We did win, we did score 3, we did concede. So the goal difference isn't the same as it would have been, but I'm hoping just the one goal won't relegate us. There's still that 2-point gap between us and Elgin, 3 points between Berwick, so I'm hoping that we'll do it more on points than goal difference anyway, so it shouldn't have such an impact. Today we've got Albion Rovers, who are only 5 points clear of us, so if we win this one, we're pulling them into the relegation battle as well, and hopefully pulling ourselves out of it. We've got a minor injury to McMullin, and our other choice left back's not exactly up to scratch. We are very thin on the ground, so transfer window's going to be interesting. The problem is, with Queen's Park being a amateur team, I'm not sure how it works with, I think you just sign players and they're not really on a wage, so it might end up being just free transfers of unknowns that, I don't know, we'll see what we can do and improve the team anyway, assuming that we get to stay on. We are only on that 1 year contract, and if they get relegated we do end up in the same position as before where we get sacked. I do plan on just running this up until the release of FM20, so the Journeyman is still going to carry on. I want to at least finish this season with Queen's Park and then see where we are after that. We might be able to squeeze another season in. We've got all of October essentially to get through it, so the release is November. So I want to get at least another season out of the way on this one. So we've done I'd like to say 3 seasons, but we didn't really get a full season with Kajaani, but you never know. And then we can move on to FM20. Maybe make some videos of the beta, the demo, see what the game's all about, have a look at the new features, and then come up with some ideas for what the series we're going to run in FM 2020. It's been a bright start. It's usual summery weather in Scotland. It's not particularly just summery there, it's all year round kind of weather. That's a tremendous ball. That's a good header across by the defender, straight back to me, and we're 1-0 up. That was awfully generous. Elgin are currently drawing, and Berwick are losing, so we're right back in touch. If Edinburgh could do us a favour, we're top of the league, that would be very, very pleasant, let's say. Josh Peters is feeling calm after his goal. I honestly don't care if there's no more highlights now for the rest of the match. We're winning. So That's the main thing, really. Although it doesn't make for great video content. But we're plodding away. Elgin's still drawing. Annan's winning, but I think realistically they're gone. We want to be looking potentially finish 7th here, which would be a great season considering there were 5 points adrift when we took over. I knew it was doable when I took the job, and then obviously being in charge of a team that plays at Hampden Park, I weren't going to walk into Celtic or Rangers and get a big team in Scotland, so let's get a small team in Scotland that's got a really big stadium. It's best of both worlds, really, isn't it? Just keep them up and then see what we can do next season. Hopefully push for... If we finish 7th, the board might expect a top half finish next year. I find it strange that the Premier League splits, but the rest of Scottish football doesn't. Oh, come on, Roberts, you should have finished that. The goalkeeper didn't make the save, you just kicked it straight at him. Oh, a second would be nice. Make it feel a little bit more comfortable. On the edge of the box with a free kick. Oh, what a finish! Craig Reed, you absolute beast. I'll take that. His goal difference is now better, so we are above Elgin. If the PC hadn't restarted, that would have already been the case, but never mind. We'll not talk about that. The main thing is, we're winning this one. Come on, Edinburgh. I'd rather have the points lead than just a goal difference lead. Roberts, you're not doing much. Kick the ball straight at the keeper. I think I'll leave it for now. Get another 5 minutes, perhaps. Reed's getting tired, but he's playing fantastic. I don't really want to take him off. I don't really have another defensive midfielder. This squad is far too small. McMullen wants to play there, but he's a left back naturally, so probably not the best idea. I'll give Reed another 5 minutes and then look at taking him off. Do I have anyone that can play in his place? Yeah, Henry can play there. Let's get it till 80th minute. I'd feel a little bit more safe taking him off now. He's had a really good game. With 10 minutes left, I would like to think they can't get the 2 goals back. If we could get a third, that'd be fantastic. Miller. He's gone alone and put it straight in the top bin. Ali Miller's first goal of the season, and what a goal that was. 3-0 up, done and dusted. Peter's trying to rub salt in wounds. So we're now only 2 points behind Albion, which is in a much better position to where we were when we took over. His goal difference is better than Elgin's. They've managed to take a 0-0 from Edinburgh somehow. Which, in normal terms, I think the Elgin fans will be walking away thinking they've got a really good result there, but then when they see that, probably a bit more unhappy about that. So, we're off the bottom, we're into safety positions, and we've got Annan next to a 6th. So we'll move on to that match day. So I just thought I'd come back a little bit early. It's not match day yet, but it is youth intake day, and I thought I'd have a look, and then my jaw dropped. So Queen's Park, an amateur team in Scotland, and this is the standard of the youth that are coming in. Now he's already at 3-star ability. Just to put that into perspective, look at this. Is better than my second choice keeper already. So I'm going to be looking at a few of these potentially for next season, I think. So I definitely want to sign this guy. It's going to be a young for an amateur contract, obviously, because that's what we do. But I think he'll be going in as my second choice keeper for next season. I mean, he's got good potential to be a star player. Did that just say? It's not coming back. Yeah. So star player. But then you look at this kid, star player. He's 16. Same with Derek Smith, but his current ability is a little bit lower. See, if I were a professional team, not an amateur team, I would be signing these and loaning them out. But you don't get that option if you're not signing them on full-time contracts. So I'll probably keep them and use them in my youth team, but I don't know how much they're going to develop. I'll keep my eye on them. But this kid, I think he's going into my team next season as second choice keeper. Possibly give him cup games, get him some development. But yeah, very, very impressed with the youth that's come in. Now, let's skip forward to match day and see how we can do against Annan. So I've gone through the youth candidates. I've offered contracts to all but 3. I looked at these and thought 2, potentially 3, 1.5, potentially 2.5, and 1 potentially 2. Maybe not great. Probably good enough for this team, but when you compare it to all of these, they're not really at the same standard. I mean, this kid's only 15, and he's already at 1.5 star with the potential of 4 or 5. So I'd actually like to stay and see these guys develop, but I've just got this feeling that if they start to play well, I'm going to lose them. But it gives me a little bit of a sense of potential for next season, shall we say. So Ali Miller scored last game, but he's not a natural left back, so he's going to go back onto the bench. He's more of a midfielder. So, I mean, he did score from left back, but never mind. Rest of the team, I would say, is probably leave as is. We've won 3 out of 3 so far, so there's no real reason to start changing things. We've got no injuries to worry about, apart from the little knocks. Nobody's suspended, which is good because I've literally only got 17 players. So it's not ideal. They're on the attack immediately, which I pretty much expected because they're, well, mid-table. We just want to make sure that we can match whatever. We just need to keep matching Elgin. I don't... Finishing 7th would be really nice, but we just don't want to finish bottom. So as long as we match Elgin's results, it'll be a good end to the season, and then we can start looking at next year. I've got nearly no goal. I just feel like they're probably going to be wanting the same thing next season, just stay up. I mean, as an amateur team, I don't feel like there's a massive push on them actually doing anything. Sorry if you are a Queen's Park fan, but I don't get the impression that they're one of the big movers and shakers in Scotland. So I think next year they'll just be looking for survival again, which we could look at doing. Then I think, we're 1-0 up. Curtis Roberts, 4th of the season, get in. Yeah, so I don't think this is going to be like a long-term, let's stay here. We could potentially be looking at moving away maybe mid next season, see what's available. It was just a case of taking a job because I'd been sat there for like 5 game months with no movement, so I wanted to kind of play the game. I'd done a video of just, well, we're still unemployed and we've had 25 interviews and we've still not got a job. So the first one I got offered really, well, no, I'd tell a lie, I'd been offered 2 or 3 that I didn't really fancy, but yeah, the first one that we got offered that I thought, that could be alright, I kind of took it. Now I feel like we could probably do better. Again, no offence to Queen's Park fans, but they're a amateur team in Scotland's League 2, so hoping to push on for better things. It's not going to happen straight away. What a finish! David Galt. If these turned semi-pro and started giving actual contracts to players, so I weren't going to lose them, I think I'd probably stay because they've got the basis of a decent team here. I just feel like I'm going to lose them all at the end of the season to teams that are willing to pay them to play. Because, well, it's a career at the end of the day. I assume all these guys have got jobs and probably postmen and milkmen, but do we still have milkmen? I don't know. I'm not seeing anyone deliver milk for years. I'm showing my age there. But yeah, I just feel like that if somebody's going to offer them money to play football, they're going to leave. So it's been a good first half. 2-0 up. Elgin's drawing. Berwick are winning though, but Albion's... we've really pulled Albion into this by beating them. The 5-point gap that they had over us is now gone. And it's now just separated by a goal. I mean, look at this. There's 2 goals split in 3 teams and a point. So it could be a really good end to this season. We might even get a new job straight away, but I don't really want to keep bouncing around clubs like in 6-month intervals. It's not ideal. It doesn't look great on the CV, because one of the questions they'll ask in a press conference is, you don't seem to spend a long time at a club. Is there any reason behind that? It's like, no, we just got sacked because they got relegated, which you couldn't do a lot about. And there weren't a lot I could do with Kajaani. It were going to be a tough ask as soon as we took the job, but I fancied the challenge. Unfortunately, it didn't pay off, but that's what this game's all about, isn't it? Elgin's winning. Well, luckily, we are 3 goals in front of them now. They're beating Peterhead, though, which is... there we go. Peterhead's equalised. Normal service has resumed. They've ended that clear, and now they're going on the counter-attack. What the fuck? I've skipped back, and because we're meant to be up here. I must have clicked the time bar then instead. Time bar. I still can't replace Aaron because I don't have a defensive midfielder. Although I'd rather play a centre back there than a left back. So let's give Miggy a run out. Peters, you've not been fantastic today, so I'll let you have a rest. There's only 10 minutes left, so. And let's give... I don't have another centre back on the bench, never mind. Give Reed a rest. Henry have a run. Need Reed to... This is probably one of the better players in the team. Keep him fit. We've got Clyde next, I think, who are 3rd. So I need as many fit players as possible for that. Elgin are pulling out some results. I mean, they've drawn 0-0 with Edinburgh and they're currently drawing 1-1 with Peterhead. So if we can do something similar against Clyde, I'll take a point. Unless Elgin go on. We need to keep matching them. We've got that 2-point cushion now, which is good. We just need to keep matching them. But there is that little bit of breathing space in case we do just slip with a draw, which I would take against Clyde. If Elgin do win, we've still got the goal difference. Unless they spank somebody. Well, I'm liking to think that a team down there is not going to go ahead and spank someone. And that's another win. It's a good result, boys. Oh, Elgin! No! Everything I've just said about the cushion's gone. 93rd minute winner. That's a fantastic result for them, to be fair. It's not what I needed. But, who well? We can't have it all. We need to go to Clyde. Well, Clyde need to come to us, but we need to go there and get some results. I'll have a look, see who Elgin's got next. But like I said, they've just taken 4 points off the top 2, so looking at their fixtures is not exactly going to give me much of a idea of what's going on. You'll have to forgive the slow speed in between because there is a lot of leagues loaded. Fixtures. Who's next? They are away at Berwick. After beating Peterhead and drawing with Edinburgh, you'd fancy them to beat Berwick, but it's a funny old game. So the youth candidates have been evaluated, and you're recommending. I've already picked the ones I want to sign. Galt played well. passing was a joy to behold. Lee Sharp was seen looking at Cammy Fox and Craig Reed, who was interested in signing Gala Ferrydean Rovers in the Scottish Lowland League. Now, you would like to think that they'd stay with us, but looking at this is a club that pays players. They're below us in the semi-pro. I mean, come on. I know it's in Queen's Park's philosophy that they don't pay players, but in a football manager world, you make it very difficult. So 5 games unbeaten, which is essentially since we took over, I think. Let me just have a look. The profile's going to take a while to load. I can't remember if we took over. So we took over on the 2nd of February. Sorry, was that 20th of February? I don't know why I said 2nd. So yeah, I thought we played that Peterhead game. I'm almost sure we'd played that Peterhead game. In fact, I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch because these feel familiar. Comment below if it's just me being a mentalist, but for some reason this feels familiar. But obviously my profile is saying that I didn't join until the 20th of February. So, not sure. But never mind. So, we move on to the next episode. We've got Clyde and Sterling to play. Keep this. We finish against Elgin, so it could come down to that by all means at the end of this. So we'll play those couple, and then come back. So thanks everybody for watching. If you've enjoyed the video, please do leave a like down below. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing, and I'll catch you in the next episode. Have a good day.